Hello? Is this thing on? Good morning?
It's morning? Oh man, I slept a long time then if that's the case.
It feels like morning to me. Because the
You
sun.
know, it's always morning somewhere, Ak. Just like it's always what is it, like beer o'clock or something like that. It's always something somewhere. So you know, in Zelda, apparently, well, I guess we're gonna have to ask him about what he was just drinking. Maybe it's good prep for his race along with ObscureLifeForm. Speaking of Ak, do these names look familiar to you? I feel like we're back in the main tournament again. These guys apparently face each other in the semifinals in a best of three. Something like
Elaine
that.
versus Yak faced each other in the best of three? For the semis last?
I don't quite see, like the Lane and Yak certainly look very different today. As part of SpeedGaming Live, I feel like maybe do they move over to like the United States or something like that?
I think maybe I've had one too many of what Zelga was drinking there as well. But
we're gonna have to inquire. For all we know, it could be like juice, right? I heard grape juice is actually very popular in the Phoenix Wright series, so maybe we can ask Zelga about that.
I don't know. I think he just actually gave me confirmation that it is morning, because I'm pretty sure that was a Bud Light, but it's alright.
Yeah, I thought you couldn't drink until after like the sun hits some certain, I don't know, cast a certain length of shadow or something.
Well,
maybe, but you know what? I guess we're not gonna see any sun today. We're starting off already. So we are in speaking live. This is winner's bracket. The winner of this match is going to make it into the round of 32. Going to go for some big money soon in the second week of November. So a lot going to be on the line here.
That is all very informative and good stuff. Yet here I am. The only thing I'm thinking about is like, man, you know what Bud Light goes good with? Fishing.
Fish.
And we got
You cannot talk about beer battered fish or I guess poached fish, or actually how else can we prepare fish? Maybe that's probably not the good way of thinking here for ObscureLifeForm. He probably wants to stay as alive as possible, especially going through escape. Okay, some nice thinking though.
Yeah, it's they're doing exactly the same thing. We saw a little bit of divergence there. Zelga jumped down immediately. OLF took a couple of blocks to the left there, and it actually looked like Zelga was a little bit faster. So mark that one down in your notebooks. Looks like jumping down.
Now? You didn't tell me I had to go like take notes.
You didn't get your official SpeedGaming commentary notebook in the mail yet?
Heck, I feel so left out now. No. I'm gonna have to talk to an admin about this.
Check your email; it should be there.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Maybe it was just a delay because I'm sure I won some like GT Big Key guessing game at some point. Maybe they just want to combine all my prizes into one package.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Maybe you upgraded. You got the super package. Yeah. I don't know what that is yet though, because it's still too early, and I'm not done with my Bud Light yet to have a little bit of wit.
So speaking, okay. So we're talking about fish need to stay alive. I'm pretty sure lawyers also need to live. Yeah. Zelga though, not even picking up any safety hearts from the pot. But I guess they pick up the Master Sword, right? So that should be pretty good safety for a while. Yeah. It
actually is a pretty decent safety when you're going through the back of escape, because like. What the most dangerous thing now is just going to be the ropes, but the fact that you now kill them when you dash through them, opposed to like kind of moving them awkwardly out of the way, and sometimes they'll come back and give you a hug, and then you're at a half heart, then you panic swing and you miss them, and then they hug you again and you die, and you're like, wow, you know what? I just don't want to finish this race anymore. It's only been 3 minutes and 20 seconds.
Let's hope for both these runners' sake that they don't kind of lose their cool relatively early. We have actually seen some pretty fast Cs. Certainly coming a couple, like I think the one that Kyung and Jesse raced last night, it was like something like 1 hour and 10 to finish everything. Man. Yeah, I mean, of course, these guys are really good, but still, Seed was certainly very helpful in that sense.
Nah, these settings, we definitely seen some fast seeds, and I can guarantee on OLF's side, he is definitely going to remain cool, because fish are cold-blooded.
Fish certainly like cold water. I mean, I would be very uncomfortable, I guess. Maybe like maybe we can ask him what his favorite medallion is, and maybe his answer's gonna be like Quake or not Quake, Ether. I have heard that Bombos is not friendly for many an animal here in Hyrule Castle or Hyrule for that matter.
Just depends on which fish fry you're going to.
Oh my gosh!
But
is it Friday
just
already?
Just here and escape. Yeah. There's nothing going on.
We did find the map at least, so at least for those of you who, if they were counting or not, they're going to open up the same chest anywhere. We're at least going to be able to find something. Whether it's useful or not remains to be seen. But we're actually still missing anything that's helpful in that Y item right now. It used to be actually like quite all black, just like if you're in a dark room. But I guess it's lit up now because we actually can see.
Yeah, there's a moon pearl. That's pretty good.
It's still not something you can like use.
Yeah, we have nothing to quick swap. It's very sad. They can press the button; it makes no noise.
It also it doesn't make a noise if it's only like one item in quick swap. Like if you only have one item available, like bombs or something.
It doesn't. I feel like it does. I don't know.
Well, I'm trying to think if it actually does. I guess I just don't remember.
I think it does, but I think it won't make a noise if you don't have anything. But if you have one item, I think it still works.
Speaking of, we finally got a bomb. So you think we're going to try and quick swap it?
I think we're actually in go mode.
Oh, you're right. We got a moon pearl. I mean, we got a master sword. Like, what else do we need? I mean,
a glove and the boots. Yeah.
Yeah, we maybe want a fire source or something. Okay, so that was actually kind of an interesting little dash down by Zelga, because I think
he shook his head. He didn't like it either.
I thought he was doing it because he didn't want to like have the guards be in the way. But okay, yeah. But that's kind of a nice thing about, actually, sorry, this isn't Zelga and Obscure, this is at the Flaming Yacht, right? Is that what we said? We can actually see their faces, and their pleasure, and their frustrations whenever they potentially make a execution mistake, or maybe something doesn't go quite their way.
Yeah, I don't know. If I had to guess, I'd be. This is a lot of cerebral thought I'm giving into a very subtle head shake that he did there, but I feel like he was like, man, I shouldn't have dashed down there because I could have just walked down because I dashed such a short distance that it was a minuscule time loss. And he shook his head because us speedrunners are never happy with anything we do.
That's, you're not wrong.
And that's just my guess. And like, I'm okay being wrong, but if I had to guess, that's what I would say.
I think, yeah, that's a very reasonable guess. Did you by chance guess that Obscura was going to go up the mountain with that glove? Apparently, we also found an escape that I didn't notice.
I absolutely would have said that he was going to do that, especially now that I see him doing it. It makes a lot more sense.
You're right. So, yeah. This is the best kind of prediction, the ones you make after something that's happened.
No, I don't have time to fit them all in, but yeah, it's early mountain play, early divergence. It can be nice. You find something good up here. I mean, obviously the big bangers is like, hey, maybe an early bottle, an early flute before you head over to Kakariko. That always feels nice. Outside of that, though, there's still some minor things you can get. Information, knowing that, like, hey, when I get Mirror, I should prioritize that in case you see something on Spectacle Rock. Who knows, man? Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, this is also completely out of logic, right? We don't have a lamp, we don't have a flute, and I guess we have one more item right here available, and it's not going to be anything worthwhile to go pick up.
Oh well. Peace of mind, peace of mind. Mm-hmm. Those two checks, you can click them off your tracker. Those are gray squares now. Also, those are mitts.
Yeah, they are mitts.
Do you know what mitts give us at 7 minutes and 44 seconds?
Apparently another head shake by Zelga. Is that going to be your answer? Is that...
yes.
Are we supposed to play looking at something else?
Nope, head shake. Head shake, yeah. He was thinking, man, if I wouldn't have done that downward dash, I would have gotten those mitts about 3 frames faster. That's why he was doing that head shake.
You're right. All these little things just compound, yeah? We got a mushroom too. Zelga most likely is going to be very capable of turning that mushroom in. He is a cross keys veteran. Certainly have seen him do a fake flipper over to the mushroom hut like plenty of time. Although I think in this mode, because we have the boots, I think you can actually. I think it might be in fact to start a sanctuary. Never mind. We got flippers too. So we're going to be able to get there with real flippering as opposed to just the fake ones that we have to co-set up. You think he's gonna do anything extra before he ends up going north in Dark World?
Can I answer this question after I see what he does?
You're right. You're right. Let's
That's what
wait
I
a
would
minute
prefer
and
to
just see what
do.
happens.
I have no idea. When you get Dark World access this early, man, the race can get real wild. You have no idea what either of them are gonna do.
It's
I mean,
also
heck,
4 hearts, right?
yeah, yeah. 4 hearts for him, 3 hearts for the fish. But
I
like,
know.
yeah, you go ahead because I
Oh no.
forgot what I was gonna say.
I was thinking, like Obscure only has 3 hearts, but I thought it was like cats who had 9 lives, and Zelga, of course. You ever seen like some like the race time submission, so race submission notes? Zelga is very infamous for his cat facts, and I think it actually kind of started like a trend too, because I see pug facts now. I see what was another cat? I saw other facts as well. So I feel like he's like a trendsetter, you know.
Oh.
Did you also see what was on Race Game, Ak?
Yeah, I saw that was the hammer. Like,
Okay. Oh no. So I was actually going to ask you a question. What do you think is on Race Game, Ak?
I don't know. It's one of these seeds where you're getting all the items early.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I think
So
if I had to guess, I would say it's either going to be hookshot or hammer. 95% hammer, then 5% hookshot.
oh man. All right. So vlog is coming up. What do we see? Oh man, Ak, you're so smart. You have such vision.
I'm gonna get me another notebook from SGLIVE.
Now, aren't you glad that we waited like a whole minute basically to see what Zelka's gonna do, because he has a hammer now too, so he doesn't have to, in this case, access the Dark World Porter from up here.
So we have.
But maybe that's what he's doing anyway.
Pendant at Swamp, and then there was also a pendant at Eastern, and OLF is had enough of Kakariko. We're headed to the Dark World. Oh man.
Yeah. Well, so he hasn't done Race Game, right? Or like he hasn't done South Kakariko, so he's not. He doesn't know anything about the hammer, right?
I don't know if he made it down to Chicken Hut. I was too busy memeing about the hammer, and then I also had a meme that was in my head when he got the flippers because he's a fish, but I think that one passed, so I'm gonna have to let that one go.
Oh yeah, I feel like maybe some of these sprites should just automatically come with some built-in abilities, right? Like Zoras and fish. In this case, like.
And then we could start charging people to play them and have the sprites as like.
Oh my gosh, dude!
Items.
Do you work for EA by chance? I'm just curious. Unrelated question at all, but feel free not to answer if you feel like it's too much personal information.
We're gonna make millions.
Let's hope also we don't get sued by anyone or anything, because I feel like some people are very well, you know what, if we do, we've got a lawyer, a defense lawyer no less, right on our side in order to take care of everything. So I'm
so glad you went there, because I was on the edge of my seat, like ready to spit it out, but you took the words out of my mouth on that one, so
perfect.
We're good.
Okay, so we are in. Did you say this was a pendant? Or okay, you know what?
Not just a pendant. It's the green pendant.
You're right. Is there any value in Pendant Thieves Town? I guess if we already have the boots. Are they looking for anything? You know what? You told me we were in go mode. Like I don't know, 12 minutes ago, or what is it? Like 6 minutes ago. So why is Zelga even here?
Well, he knows that he has his 2 favorite commentators doing commentary right now, and he doesn't want it to be over in like 12 minutes.
Oh, so you're right. Yeah.
For more items. Also, the tracker. No, they barely even got a stretch in, so we got to give them some more work.
Oh yeah, that's right. Of course, a shout out to our tracker Crystal today, pushing all the buttons and actually already doing all of like the pendant, like the map checks and everything basically they've gotten so far. And on the one hand, like I feel like I would like to give the trackers more to do, but on the other hand, like we want this to be a fast speed. So
that's true, and it is definitely looking that way with all of this stuff. Man, Hammer on Race Game, if you're ObscureLifeForm, and this is your route, when do you get that?
I mean, well, so I guess, oh, hello. We see a lamp that he is actually going to go pick up. This is actually kind of interesting. I mean, so you most likely are going to do this anyway, just because you don't have a fire rod, right? So this is going to be potentially your good fire source, which can, of course, lead to the fire rod.
I guess he got that cape out of Skull Woods, because boy, am I not paying attention.
I mean, we're probably just envisioning what kind of fish dinner we're gonna eat at the end of all this. Sorry to advance Obscure.
But I mean, to your point, if that cape was indeed in Skullwoods and that lamp does happen to lead to that fire rod, then I would say that that is a pretty important get. But that's a lot of speculation this early on. But
You know,
you never know.
I have faith in your predictions because they really, seem to be
No,
pretty spot
no,
on
no, 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 no,
so
no!
far.
I don't want this to happen. I really don't want that to happen.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to wait. I don't know. I don't know how long we're gonna wait. What do you think? 5-10 minutes to see if that lamp's actually gonna be pretty useful?
Yeah, at this rate, geez, maybe like 3 minutes. Cause good lord. But yeah, the lamp is still an uncertainty. The hammer, we have to get it. You can't skip it. Skipping hammers is not allowed in this mode. So we'll see.
I think eventually, you're right, Ak. We're not gonna be able to skip the hammer, but many people have been known to put it off for a ridiculous long time. Maybe it doesn't look like it's gonna happen here. Though. Well, no, never mind, because they don't have the mirror, right? We haven't seen that yet, so.
Yeah, and I think the bottle was over in library too, so your other incentive to kind of maybe head that direction.
Yeah, that's true.
But there's 3 other bottles. But yeah, who knows, man? Maybe he'll just go back later. Maybe when he gets a flute or something, or I don't know. I mean, maybe you like skip your hammer the entire seed, and then you find all these like crap items in these crap locations that are not behind the hammer, and then all you need is the hammer, and you're like, maybe I should check race game, and then you're in go mode, and then your opponent, is doing pendant swamp and all that stuff. Yeah. There's ways it can work out.
I was thinking more of pendant ice. That at least we won't stay in pendant swamp very long without that hammer.
No, but I'm saying if the person with the hammer does pendant swamp.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. All right, so you know what? We're gonna get a confirmation on ObscureLifeForm side for what the true value of Pendant Thieves Town is here. At least according to our trackers, I don't see anything of value. Green Pendant, I guess, is still a question mark. But looks like Zelga though and Obscure is actually gonna go and completely finish this place up.
Yeah. They just knock it out immediately. Good old peace of mind. I mean, when you have access to it this early, I guess. It would just be even more salt to the wound if your last location progresses.
Yeah. Well, so Ak, like these guys have actually faced each other in the semis for the main tournament earlier in a best of 3, right? And ultimately, Zelga unfortunately got lost game 3. Did go all the way to the full series. So these guys, I assume, actually know each other pretty well. Do you think there's like any meta gaming going on? Do you think they're worried at all? Zelga seems relatively shaken by that hook shot, or maybe he's hooked on it. Who knows? That was a pretty bad pun. Sorry. It's fine. Not creative, man.
Again, Bud Light, a hook shot, and we have a fish on the other side. I'm telling you, man, the pieces are all starting to connect together. I don't know. Maybe that was a. I don't know. Did he do that because he was happy to find it? Maybe he was happy he went to the Dark World first before getting the hammer? Again, that's going to be another isolated location for OLF.
Yeah, this is actually a good point. So I mean, unless maybe actually, I guess on Zelga's side, we haven't seen the mirror yet either, right? But he had cleared out the south of Calcarigo, so he got the hammer, and Obscure is gonna have to basically come back for like another round at this point, right? Because he needs not only a hammer from Race Game, but just in Light World. Swamp today is a pendant.
Yes.
I guess I'm not. I watched so many races from the main tournament. I'm still not sure if Obscure can get past that Moldorm 2 gap. Zelga can for sure because he can bounce, but he's got the hook shot, so he doesn't really need it if he really have it.
He can though, because someone in chat is saying he can.
Okay,
so I
all right.
it.
You know what? We're going to hold. We're gonna hold chat responsible for what Obscure is capable of and what he's not. But I mean, if it is, right, then potentially he doesn't actually need something in hammer pegs. Of course, unless there's something back with pendants off. Never want to see that.
Or if we need something on Death Mountain too, because we don't have that mirror either.
Oh, right. Mirror, yeah.
He doesn't have the. He's the one who doesn't have the bottle. He doesn't have the bug net, so he's gonna need one of the combinations of that myriad of items to get over.
Oh, we haven't even seen the bug net yet either. Yeah,
No,
that's
no,
pretty sad.
yeah.
And of course, good things for these trackers. It actually does show up on like the actual tracker, so we're gonna be able to know.
No bug net now. Maybe we said they were in go mode a little too early. I think about it. Forgot about the bug net. It's definitely the deal breaker.
Now, okay, so I guess so Zelda does have the hammer, but he is going to choose, I guess, not to go up to pyramid. Maybe he wants to pyramid catfish together, or is that just kind of common to basically like if you're doing that loop, you basically just save and quit out a high cave.
I don't
maybe
know.
It's like
I mean,
runner's preference.
There's definitely multiple ways to catch a fish.
It's a bug net, Ack. It's not a fish net. I'm pretty sure it says bug net very clearly on the tracker.
Well, maybe
maybe that's why Obscure doesn't want that net, is because it is pretty big, honestly. Like it fits a bee pretty well, but I think it also could probably fit a fish if we really try.
The hookshot says boing boing boing, so let's not get too freaking hooked on these nomenclatures for these items. But yeah, no, this is. I mean, to what you said, maybe like if you were going to do pyramid and catfish, like if you really wanted to get those checks done right then and there, was probably the best time to do it. There is always, the awesome combo of doing like big bomb and pyramid and whatnot. Meyer is one of the 5/6 though, so that does seem quite a few items away from being in the realm of possibility. And then I don't know, maybe like somebody's gonna go check like what's in the dam and what's in Mini Moldorm Cave, because
we not done that,
think we have seen those, but we have not.
Oh man! All right, so maybe this is one of those consequences, I guess, of having such early Darkhold access. It looks like Zelda at least is going to give us a peek at the dam. Maybe by now we were going to hope that. Well, no, are we going to hope for that mirror? Because because I think the mirror is like the last piece, right, where we can access, I guess, like fully access Pendant Swamp. It's not really a place that you want to be.
Yeah, Pendant Swamp is beautiful.
Especially
basically just a Pendant Swamp and a bow, and then we can go pull Ped. It's always what you love to see. You get all these items early, and you can't clear a dang crystal. It hurts, man.
That's not really what we want to see so early in this seed act. Although I guess so one thing that Obscure has over Zelga right now is that he's got that fire source, right? Mm-hmm. So if they find a book or they find like the flute, Obscure can probably go over to at least check out the Mire area and then see if I guess we still need Medallion, but it sounds like at least he can clear out Desert.
I also think that with this Smith, it's going to be the best time for OLF to go check out Race Game and perhaps get his hammer too.
That's a good point. Maybe, you know what? This is a silver lining for doing mirrorless purple, mirrorless Smith chain in this case for Obscure.
And he might have even had that like planned out. Like, I'll just cut it in half because I was like, I'm gonna grab the Smith probably on this adventure anyways, and I'll end up coming back. So I'll just do the other half when I get back.
This is some good thinking here for routing.
I mean, it's some big brain thinking. I can't say myself if I would have been able to look that much, ahead. But I mean, like I said, these two are both semi-finalists of the last main tournament, so they know their stuff.
So, do you think they're gonna go back to purple chest anytime soon?
Maybe. I'm not sure.
Maybe. You're right. We're gonna wait a couple more minutes probably for this. Obscure also showing us that you can in fact get 5 more rupees in case you need some emergency pocket change in order to fund any future endeavors that you might have. We're gonna have to bonk at that tree a lot more times though if we're going to want to pay off, let's say, our fish friends. But maybe, you know what? Obscure is also a fish. He's going to maybe he'd get a discount or something. Yeah,
he also looks.
He's real happy, right? Yeah, with that when you found the hammer.
He knows that he left an item behind in the Thieves Town big chest, so you're gonna have that, monkey stewing in your brain the whole entire time while you're racing, knowing that, like, oh god, I hope it wasn't there. Especially when you do it early too, and then like, yeah, that's not gonna be a good feeling. I mean, we know he's fine, but yeah.
All right, so we're also reminded that Zelga, following the flippers that he got, has found the flute off of Hobo, and he's going to be able to check out the Mire area immediately.
Boy, I completely missed that. Good lord.
Maybe, yeah. It's almost as if these runners are just finding items of progression. It's actually, it's really good for the runners because it also, I think it's not a great feeling, right? When you're just trying to find stuff and then for like 15 minutes or something, you don't end up getting anything, right?
I was legitimately like super confused though, because I'm like, why is he going back to Kakariko, man? For purple chest? What the heck? Oh, flute? Yeah, of course I saw that.
Flute. Yeah, it's one of those nice blue items up in your Y spot, and you're probably not gonna put yourself away from that for a while. Although it looks like he's gonna take a quick stop into Saha, and oh man, dude, look at this efficiency, right? Okay, not only like has he implemented the big brain hammer dash in order to break open the wall, he has the green pendant, so that bonk is even better for him because he literally just turned around and talked to Saha and then walked right up. Like, how much? Like the brain, I think, just keeps growing at this point.
I was really enjoying his reaction there to the green pendant. Shaking his head, he muttered some things to himself as well. We're getting our professional lip readers. We got them on call right now. We'll see if we can get you, the captions of what he said there. But probably thinking like, man, why'd I do that? I didn't have to do that, but I did. Why'd we do it?
Do you think these professional lip readers also get a notebook, Ak? Do you think it comes with maybe also like a little like magnifying glass as well, or like a pen? Because I think that'd be pretty cool, right? As part of like the SpeedGaming Live like
15 GT Big Key guessing games in a row, and you get your own SpeedGaming Live lip reading kit. But you had to do 15 in a row.
That's so many.
I mean,
I don't even know if I can count that. I can't even count that high when we're doing the BGT Big guessing game.
Yeah.
Okay, so at least we know that they're at least according to that flute. Oh no, we also got the lamp too, right? So this all this mountain stuff's gonna be in logic. Of course, Zelga doesn't have that lamp yet, so the $50 technically is out of logic for him, but he's certainly not gonna care about that.
Then nothing on purple chest, so seemingly an isolated location for Zelga, but there was nothing there. By the way, there's that bug net we were talking about.
You mean just the net, right?
The fish net.
The fish net. I hope Obscure doesn't feel too uncomfortable. I'm just going to make a prediction that he might not pick it up if he ever goes into that area of desert.
Also, I'm pretty sure if you talk to that NPC, Agina, he says something about fish half the time. Maybe that's his father.
I guess. So it's like a family trip. We're gonna at least to say hello. It's something that you don't get to do as often, right? These days.
Then and who knew? Zora's actually a girl. You should have been calling her Queen Zora.
This is like Super Metroid, and we end up finding out the Samus is actually female underneath, like that robot.
When you finish a scene in under an hour, you find out that Zora is a girl.
I guess, it hasn't happened yet.
I didn't find out myself. I found out watching Zelga play this game because I'm not that fast.
Did we find anything in Spike Cave, by the way? I don't think we actually found anything. But it was pretty fast, too, and I probably should not have looked away.
We did not find anything.
Alright, so we are still searching for progression.
Yeah. Although, for a way to clear a crystal dungeon. Like, we still can't do it. I mean, look at all these items we have. What do you mean we can't go do a dungeon, Claire Mouse?
We can do the insides of dungeons, no problem.
I guess we can do Hera, I'm just kidding. And then we also got Kane.
Yeah, more things that we can do inside dungeons. Ice Rod, Spaghetti Samaria is going to be really nice, especially when you get it before Ice Palace.
What about the full Ice Palace package there?
Yeah, so we can also now get into desert. Oh no, we still can't get into desert because we still need a Booker in here. Never mind. But yeah, let's go to Ice Palace. That's a much better place. Obscure also, you say he's cold-blooded, right? That fish, so he's gonna feel right at home on ice.
Yes. But I mean, It's so interesting. I feel like this seed. I don't know. I don't know the meta. Again, these runners, they have an extensive history. They've played against each other many times. You gotta feel like that early Thieves play is gonna weigh down on you a little bit. Especially if you happen to like find the hook shot. Yeah, or you think your opponent finds the hook shot, they're gonna not go into Thieves Town because it's like, oh, dude, I got like all of Death Mountain to do. Why would I go do Thieves Town? You know, and then you think that they skip Thieves Town, they go to Death Mountain, then they get Samaria and Fire Rod, and then it's like, oh my god, like how am I ever gonna catch up? Like they just keep getting these
Yeah.
items that lead to items, then they're just gonna be in go mode here, and while I'm getting my last pendant, like this could be too much thought into it. I don't know.
Well, I mean,
Hard to tell.
well, the fact that they both, okay, at least, you know, from each one perspective, like, they did do Pendant Thieves Town pretty early. Not that, I'm not sure if they had, like, Mitch, I guess, like, other better options at that point, but I think we did turn in, at least for Zelga's side, that there was really nothing of value, and yeah, like, Obscure really, I guess, is hoping in that case that there's nothing in, but, you know, if he takes a guess that Zelga ends up going in earlier, then, yeah, I mean, especially since we're getting progression here, you know, up in the mountain, we've got lots of items, and we can go clear more crystal dungeons. Like, it might just be like a time loss at that point for, you know, for Obscure, at least from his perspective.
I mean, I was just thinking from both of their perspectives that they may have been, I guess, a little bit too thorough in the very beginning if they would have, you know, chased the high density locations, which is not a unreasonable play to expect from any player, then you would be in a very, very good spot in this race.
Alright, so unfortunately, Obscure ends up taking a fall from Moldorm. I guess better a fall than a death at this point, though. And actually, yeah, Zelda, I totally forgot this. He picked up Temper Sword, so he doesn't even have to, like, you know, take as much time on Moldorm here.
Yeah, we can do one last cycle with the two tempered spins. It was very nice. And that's one less cycle of, you know, the chance of getting knocked out of the arena. But we both got a crystal. We both got them at the same time.
So that is actually the first crystal of the game for both of them, in addition to that green pendant that they picked up. Obscure, though, has not turned it in yet. And I guess speaking of, so they also didn't go over to Eastern Palace, which is also a pendant. So I don't know if, like, how comfortable, I guess, like, runners decide to, like, at least explore pendant Eastern in a mode like this, right? Crystal Ether.
Clear Mouse.
Yes,
we already have the Thieves Town green pendant. It was the first thing we got.
Oh, right. Yeah. oh no, but Obscure hasn't turned it in yet, right? I thought.
Right, but. We already got a pendant.
Oh, you're right. maybe how bad they would feel for getting another pendant.
Yeah, it's like whatever. We're already down that path anyways. We made that decision early.
Yeah, you know, maybe they're willing to just go all out, right? You know, what one pendant is just as good as all pendants, and maybe, you know, they're just willing to blind pull the pedestal at this point. Maybe they're not quite that desperate yet. How's that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we need that bow first, and bow is probably going to lead to olive pod, and then if pod gives you more, you know, juicy items to follow. Again, we'll have to see. Like, I'm just really curious if, like, you know, the next big pieces are, like, say, an ice or something. Like, the seed is going to feel just so free. And if you did, you know, green pendant Thieves Town for literally nothing, 7 minutes in, you gotta be worried, man. Obviously, from we know both of them did it. It's a non-factor, but that's not what they know. So I'm curious. I'm curious to see. And sometimes these thoughts make you spiral out of control and start doing even more zany things. I'm looking forward to it.
They already did Spiral Cave, okay? They don't need to go through Spiral Cave again.
I see. Yeah, never mind.
Straight thought here.
The seed is straightened out. We've taken all the concentric circles out of it. Never mind.
Zelga, unfortunately, didn't quite hook to the third chest, but it is, of course, a good thing that he at least got the first chest. It turns out to be nothing this seed, but it certainly can be quite punishing if you accidentally leave an item in Hookshot Cave that you didn't intend
yeah, I was about to say, was he doing that to pay homage to his team?
Man.
Or
all this is in jest, by the way, especially if you're listening. Any of the last location, or no, the team spoilers.
Yeah. spoiler for team spoilers, they forgot a chest in Hookshot Cave, and it was pretty devastating.
Yes. Okay, so speaking of Ice Palace, looks like that is exactly where Zelga's going. So we did actually end up taking a peek on Zelga's side that it's bombos needed for Turtle Rock, and you know what? Zelga is actually a very strong proponent of the fire begets fire rule. So if you have Fire Rod and you need the other fire thing, like bombos, then it's going to be an Ice Palace.
But the lamps on Bumper Ledge.
You know what? Once, at least Zelda, when he picks up that lamp, he doesn't. Fire Rod. I think he just puts the lamp out of his mind. I'm sure he'll appreciate it for like Ganon, but I don't know. Even if he sees it on Bumper Ledge, do you think he's gonna go pick it up?
Boy, that's a great question. That's a fantastic question. I'd like to say no, but I could definitely see a strong case for yes as well. I don't know. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah. I mean, so Zelda hasn't done any of Malfi. That was a nice breaker on Zelda's side. But
Yeah,
he hasn't done Skullwoods, and he doesn't have any knowledge of North Dark World either. So I mean, that's kind of like one option for him. Is when he goes up there, he could take the North Dark World loop, and then he'll see it. He'll get his cave from Skullwoods first, and I guess he'll make a decision. But yeah, like getting anything off a Bumper Ledge is kind of it is still time consuming, but Zelda also just found that bow in Ice Palace. Maybe that looks pretty useful.
That does seem like a very good item to get. Yeah, with that bow too. What do we need? Well, I guess we don't know what Mire is. Still need an ice rod. We still need bombos, and then a way to get into desert.
So I guess sorry, not for our sake. For our sake, maybe we want to see that mirror show up. But for these runners' sakes, I mean, are they just hoping for the book? They just never want to see a mirror because a mirror would, in this case, unlock, like Pendant Spawn, for example.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you know, just the book is also got its own demons to bring with it. Where it's like, hey, go do Ether Tablet as well, and it's like, come on, that sucks.
I guess, yeah, at this point it's pretty isolated for both our runners, right? Because they already
I'd rather just go to Pendant Swamp.
Yeah.
Let me trade this book in for a mirror.
Oh, that would be awful. Let's not think about these things. Zelda, though, getting a little bit bullied by the Spike and Pingator combination. We also do see Obscure kind of following in a similar fashion that, you know, we are going to have to check Mini Boulder, or, you know, at the 30-some minute mark. Slightly later than Zelda, but yeah, definitely not early South Shore people for the seed.
But I think a big play here from OLF's side is if he is going to check Hobo. I think he might. I feel like maybe he had you know, big intentions of going into Ice Palace, but man, looking at that magic meter right now, I wouldn't feel very comfortable going in.
Yeah, no, that's actually a really good point. And of course, as part of the SGL settings, there is no half magic in this pool. It has actually been replaced by a 1/8 small magic decanter. So I don't think that's going to be enough magic refill. Even if you pick that up somewhere, right? That's going to be enough for him.
I mean, I still, like, he would still just be like, yo, give me whatever, I'll take it, because I got, how am I supposed to go to Ice Palace with no magic?
That's true.
But he'll be getting his flute, and in the meantime, Zelga is basically just done with Ice Palace, so it does seem like Zelga's play of, like, not, you know, doing early Skull Woods and a little bit of that north route is kind of paying off a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, so far Zelda has not really had to go out of minus that green pendant dip. He hasn't really gone out of his way in this case because it seems like, you know, like one crystal after Paradox Cave basically it's just like one crystal like kind of leads to another, right? In this case, he found the bow, so we can go at least clear out all of Pod. And I guess at this point we can see if Zelda after that wants to make a quick dip into Easter Palace. Assuming we find a mirror. Never mind. We still need that mirror to make things more convenient.
I also saw something really interesting on ObscureLifeForm's side. Either he was trying to light the entire town of Kakariko on fire, or there is an alternative thing he might have been trying to do here, which is fake powder.
Oh, interesting. We have a mushroom at our disposal. That's right, and I believe we actually saw Zelka turn that in, but we haven't seen that from the ObscureLifeForm side. I thought you were gonna say that he picked up Bombo somewhere and he was just trying to use it, but then this makes a lot more sense.
No, he was just walking around the townhouses there, spamming lamp on them, and I'm like, you monster! Oh wait, never mind. He's just trying to get. Okay, we got a shovel for magic.
I got a shovel. He is reeling over in excitement. Get it back?
No.
Sorry. I'm sorry for whoever. If you don't like puns, I apologize in advance. But yeah, he well, okay, maybe it doesn't look like he's going to check it immediately. Maybe he is going to check it immediately. Never mind. Floating over to 4. I'm going to assume this is going to be the faster way to do things. We also haven't seen the Mire area at all, right? From either side. But I guess maybe they don't have. There. Yeah, I guess like because like they don't have any medallions. Maybe it like doesn't matter to them at this point.
Yeah, just Mire shit. I mean, you get the information. Maybe you were looking for a medallion before you head over there. Maybe you were looking for a mirror. What you weren't looking for was those 10 arrows there.
You can't even carry them, man. You know, maybe we should have gone up to the capacity ferry or something first. You know, bought our upgrade and then like
went back to the game.
Yeah, exactly. But Obscure doesn't even have that bow from Ice Palace, so he can't even like.
Yeah.
He can't even get rid of his thing.
You definitely did come up with a very good scenario to turn a time waste of a sequence break that turned into even more of a time waste, turn it even more of a compounding time waste.
You know,
that was some good planning there.
Well, someone has to be the even bigger brain here for these runners, right? I was gonna say though, like. At least this is rando, where if you just go to the upgrade ferry, you can actually just, dash up and buy something. Like, if you ever try this in the vanilla game, it's like you have to throw in 5 or 20 rupees at a time, and you have to like basically like wait every single time there's like in order for the text box to trigger. I mean, it is so slow. So at least they got some speed up here.
It takes like literally like 10 years IRL time to max out your inventory in this game.
Apparently there's actually a category for that. Like, you can, like, it's like 101% or something. It's one of those extensions where you have to get all the items, all the intermediate items, map and compasses, and all the upgrades. So, well, hello.
Queen Zora has the bombos today.
It's,
so, took pity on his fish friend, was like, hey, here's some progression.
Yeah,
go say hi to my my husband in
in Turtle Rock, you mean? Do we know something about Trinex here?
I have no idea.
But so Zelda ended up finding.
Did he not get that bottle from Did he never check library? I'm so confused.
No, he did. I think he did turn into Sakid at some point because he must have gone down there, right? Because he did a library race game. I'm pretty sure I remember him running up to check Sakid. Really?
Cracker says he never checked library,
really?
and
I thought, man, maybe that was just on Zelda's side.
But good knowledge from him to farm that bush crab and get the magic he needed. I guess Bombos is gonna help too, but yeah, I was like, he there's no way that if he had a bottle, he would not have gotten some potion there.
Oh yeah.
Because he needed the magic really badly. And I wouldn't be thinking like, I don't want to fill up my bottle, I hate capitalism. I'm just going to go over here and steal some magic for free from this, creature.
I mean, Zora didn't even give him a discount. I thought there was like a family and friends special type of thing.
Well, he has Bombos right now, and Zelga does not. So, honestly, that's about as much of a discount as he can want. Yeah.
Yeah, and the one that the small magic decanter that Zelka found in the back of Skull Woods is our half magic replacement. So no half magic in the pool for this I would say modified hard item pool set. Yeah, so even though it does refill your magic 1/8 of the way there, just like any other small magic that you pick up, but Zelga already had a full magic bar after killing Mothula very nicely, and so still not of any use to him.
I really wish we had a time for this prediction right now, if Zelga's going to get this lamp or not, because I think it would be really interesting. I think no.
Okay, we're gonna see what happens. We're actually gonna make a prediction. Oh my god, maybe he not even had a choice.
Maybe he doesn't make it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, no, I don't need that.
You see he's smirking a little bit. Maybe he actually did consider it, but he's like, well, I guess I'm going to use buy a couple potions maybe for safety, but it's not gonna be a lamp cannon today.
I don't know if he filled up both of them, but I know he had one blue and he did use it on the cold stare fight.
Yeah. Yeah, either he couldn't get, I guess, all of his health back for sword beams, or he just wanted to basically use the fire rod, and he's planning on using the potion anyway. But he did decide to end up using it.
Bo there on Ola's side, he made a reaction. I couldn't tell what it was. Still waiting on those lip readers.
Maybe you also need like motion sensors too, you know, from these guys. Because sometimes I feel like they just like don't move at all. Like Obscure, outside of a couple instances, just haven't really, you know, it's been pretty stoic like the whole time. It's very focused.
Yeah, I mean, this is for $5,000, man. You have to be like at the top of your game to compete.
Yeah, yeah, and of course, you know, these guys being in the semis, they've already faced each other, and I'm sure it wasn't exactly like a, man, I'm really looking forward to this match because it's going to be a free win for myself type of situation.
I'm thinking ObscureLifeForm was probably the one that did Amazon Prime delivery to Zelga's house. He's like, yo, here's some more Bud Light, man, before the race, you know,
anything,
have a good time.
That can help, right?
That was Quake there in Meyer Shed. And also, we got a bottle there. I guess that's where Zelga got a second bottle, so... Nothing on Sick Kid anyways, but I'm sure ObscureLifeForm would like to have some variety of safety.
He has the cane of Samaria and the mushroom.
Speaking of Bud Light, zelgadissan getting some more there in the potion shop.
I thought that was Gatorade.
It's Bud Light and Bud Light Lime. You can tell by the blue and the green.
Bud Light? Is that... It doesn't sound very good, Ak, honestly.
Hey, man. It's a sponsor. He's a sponsored runner.
These are sponsors for SpeedGaming Live? Okay,
No, just for Zelga.
Just for Zelga. Got it. Yeah. Okay, you're right. You know, we can't. Yeah, but you know what? Zelga's our lawyer, so maybe even if they were like an unofficial sponsor, we could probably, you know, like get a couple strings pulled on his side.
So I imagine after Ice Palace, ObscureLifeForm's probably just gonna head right on over to Pod 2. And then big difference maker is that that Bombos there, and that is the medallion that we need not only for Turtle Rock, we also need it for Misery Mire. Hey, that also gives us the 5-6 crystals too, don't it?
Oh, you're right. Actually, thanks to this nice 5-6 crystal display, here we have a good reminder that after Mire and Pod, we can go visit Pyramid Fairy. So actually, this could be good motivation in order to check like Pyramid Catfish. I'm not sure if that's going to be a really great incentive though for Zelga, right? Because he needs Bombos off of Sora, and you know, maybe he wants to wait for finishing up Mire. Like it's not going to be great.
But you know, he might not bank on that one too hard either, because you need Mirror to make that play work too, and the Mirror could just easily not show up this seed also.
I mean, okay, so Mirror obviously makes things a lot nicer in Pod in terms of routing, especially at this point when they got like 10 hearts or something. And so Death Warping isn't super pleasant, but at the same time, like, do you want that Mirror to show up? Because that Mirror is just going to open up small at this point.
In most cases, too, killing yourself is really never a pleasant experience. But, you know, here at A Link to the Past, we are crazy.
I thought, I mean, so, like, well, maybe if we, like, fry or, like, fricassee or, like, saute or boil.
Oh,
yeah.
Please.
We're bombosing in, I guess, at this point.
Yeah, it might as well. He can do it. It's something he can do. I thought maybe you would just head over to Pod here, but this makes more sense because he'll at least know, like, if I'm in go mode, if he finds, you know, maybe the Ice Rod and Mirror over in Pod, so...
Yeah, and I guess depending on where that big key is, like, it'd still end up clearing out, like, a bunch of this dungeon. So actually, so what do we need left for go mode at this point? We need
an Ice Rod?
Okay.
And then your choice, book or Mirror, whichever one.
I mean, I really like the freedom of choice. I'm not sure if that freedom is an illusion, because sometimes you know, the book or the Mirror can actually just be buried in GT, and we're gonna have to go find that one and only entry into Ice Palace or Ice Palace Desert.
It's true. Ooh, nice Samaria block there. Putting that Samaria block down, then doing I think a dash turn on the edge. It somehow gives you that, you know, extended dash upward to go past those blocks. Very cool tech. It does save a little bit of time too. Instead of having to bonk back and then the turtle, you know, blocks the fire escape. You're like, sir, please. This is
Yeah.
a safety hazard. Move. And he's like, I can't hear you. I'm not. I'm just doing whatever. It's like, you know, he's a
Those
dumb
beetles are,
tourist.
yeah, those beetles basically look like safety hazards. They're like all the, like they're only trying to like warn you too, right? Like with their very like bright blue and red lighting, I guess.
Yeah. Never thought of it like that. Never thought of the
That
pod
arena,
beetles like a
yeah.
police siren.
Oh, I might know a thing or two about sirens, Zach.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
hear a lot of them. Alright, so I think we did see actually one item here on Meyer. It was a heart piece. That's probably what ended up scooting over ObscureLifeForm onto with the second row of hearts. Looks like we're still looking though, maybe even for that second item or maybe the big key. And of course, all of these rooms, basically, that Zelga has already decided, basically, including is going to be Meyer Basement, and we see Pod Dark rooms here as well. He's basically going to do all this lampless, because he saw that lamp, and he said no, and the chance of him going back for yes is pretty dang low. And looks like Obscure ends up finding our entry into Desert with that mirror.
It's a fantastic find for him. So now just, you know, the good old ice rod hunt, and yeah, the very pleasant and happy death warp over here from Zelga's side.
Mm-hmm.
Look at him. He was so happy to do that. He loved it. And
the screen is even dark. You can't even like see his face. That's how gloomy he looks.
And ObscureLifeForm is just laughing because he's like, I'm never gonna have to do that, man. I got a mirror.
Very fortunate, you know, and honestly, like from Obscure's perspective, like how we started out this race, probably didn't make him feel that great, right? Because he didn't do race game early, and he found the hammer there, I would say relatively late, and then he ended up doing also Green Pen and Thieves Town, right, for nothing, and he left an item in there, right? So at least from his perspective, like it could be the ice rod, like we don't know. I mean, sorry, we know that it's not, but I mean, from his perspective, like he doesn't know.
But maybe it's the ice rod in his seat, though.
You're right. We have no confirmation. That so far could just be
all, I'm not ruling it out.
Right. It's all we just only have confirmation that the things that we have seen, both runners do are the same.
Yeah. But maybe it was just the ice rod in his seed and not in Zelga's seed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a randomizer after all.
Yeah.
It looks like we attempted to set up Spooky and then didn't.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I'm not sure. Like, I definitely know that there was no like slight hitch after that fire rod hit the spike, so it didn't look like Spooky was on. But I'm not sure if he even had it to begin with, or he like de-armed it somewhere.
Zelga, you're so good, man. Did you see what he just did? He did a dark turtle.
We couldn't see but we can see that he's no longer on that screen. And that's how fast it is. That's how you know he's so good.
He got the spin and killed the 4, and then he went up into the corner and then dashed and killed the other 2 by dashing. It was literally like he had a lamp in that room, so I can see why he skipped it now. That was awesome.
That's impressive. You can go so poorly, so quickly. And Obscure, though, looks like he's just interested in keeping that cape on and just doing a bunch of sword slashes as opposed to using that bow that he picked up early in Ice Palace.
He literally used Vitreous like a stress ball there, and now he's dead.
It's like a tether ball, right? It's almost as if he just kind of keeps coming back, as if he was on some sort of like rope. And Obscure is like, yeah, I'm ready for you. Although it looks like the Zelga on Helmasaur as a prize picked up blue mail, which of course matches very well what Zelga is wearing. He is not probably too happy though to see that blue mail right now, just because he still doesn't have a mirror, and if he needs a death warp anymore, it's gonna be quite painful for him.
He shouldn't need to anymore though. Like, really just pod, maybe desert, but like pod's kind of the grossest one now, so. I think he'll be all right.
Yeah, but although speaking of, so are we gonna be able to find the ice rod here in Eastern Palace? Because that is exactly where Zelga is going.
Yeah, this is definitely a play. And again, ice rod in here, I think would.
You think it'll benefit Obscure more in this case?
No, I think it would definitely benefit Zelga if he finds the ice rod. I'm not certain on that, but I feel like that could be a little bit of a swing.
Just because
c-
Obscure has like much more stuff to do. Like, so Obscure actually right now is in Ice Rod Go mode, right? So,
yes,
do you think he'll go up to Turtle Rock without that Ice Rod? Is that one option?
that is definitely a possibility, and that's kind of the hindrance of it, where he will have everything open to him, whereas Zelga, like, that choice will not exist to him. If he somehow happens to find the Ice Rod before Bombos, like, obviously, he's not gonna need it, but, like, you know, he can't even go in, even if he wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
And he wants to, because he knows it's there.
We're gonna have to. I mean, well, it is randomized. Maybe it's only there for one of the runners and not the other. So I don't. So far, Zelga hasn't found anything yet in Eastern. We found a compass. We saw 5 rupees. Could be a replacement, but Zelga, man, every single time it's really cool to watch him do that Southwest room.
He's like the only one that I see
Yeah,
that does that strategy too.
he's really good.
I remember he talked to me about it a little bit. It's like, it's faster. I'm like, yeah, but man.
Yeah, it is difficult. I mean, I'm sure it's like frames faster. This is not an Eastern pendant dungeon layout, by the way, that you want to see, because we found one item in the front. We have
And
to
we
go
won't
to.
see it because we don't have the lamp.
You're right. We're not gonna be able to see Zelda's arduous trek over to the middle of the key chest, but given how hard of a time he had basically killing those dark turtles, I'm sure this can only be tougher for him. Alright, meanwhile, the Obscure, though, has demolished, in this case, a Desert Palace. There's another crystal dungeon down for him. So this is
No
what
ice rod, though.
No Ice Rod. But I mean, so Ak, were you saying something about we're only going to try and get one pendant out of the sea today?
I don't think I said that.
Oh, we just don't want another one, right?
Oh,
Oh,
I
maybe.
was just
Oh,
saying.
maybe, oh no.
No.
Oh no, I no. So I guess I misremembered. Like, I guess we might have seen the big key earlier because he just pulled out another item. So I guess we're gonna get our
And the
last
big
item
chest is
off
open
armor.
too.
Yeah.
How did he do it?
Oh man.
And no idea
Okay,
what's undead.
this is good for Zelga, by the way. So the fact that he's even in here farming out money for I mean, basically it's for Zora. Like says that he has Zora at least on his mind.
What else could he do? Catfish Pyramid. I cannot recall if he ever made it back to Purple Chest or not.
He did make it a purple chest. I do remember him turning that in.
Yeah, so he doesn't really have too much left.
And he doesn't have the mushroom available to fake powder, so that's also not an option for him.
It's crazy they're still in like financial ruin here, because the only reason that like it probably happened to him and not OLF is because Zelga actually got the bottle from library, which the other guy just kind of was like, you know what, doesn't exist.
Oh yeah, because Zelga ended up buying, in this case, 2 potions over. At least he made 2 trips over to the potion shop, so that is.
Actually, I think yeah, 2. I think 2 or maybe 3.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know he made 2 trips over, right? But I guess I'm not sure like how often, how much money he spent the first time around. But sorry, it looks like last item on Armos is just another blue rupee. So nothing of value here at Eastern Palace. I guess technically we don't know the value of pen. We don't have a book yet.
I guess this is Agina. And then I maybe he didn't check Waterfall. If I recall correctly, I think there was $300 in Waterfall too.
Oh, maybe. That's hard. That's something really difficult to bank on. Speaking of banks,
oh, he doesn't know that.
Yeah. Speaking of banks, so we're gonna withdraw some funds from our savings account. Taking care of not to make any more small talk with the teller because he is just there to waste your time, and he has a surprisingly large amount of stuff to say.
Ever talk to that guy, and I don't ever want to.
He's not worth your time, Mac.
Good. COVID.
That's right.
All right. Well, good for Zelga. He is getting his bombos. ObscureLifeForm, grabbing some Bud Light. Where are we going? Yeah, so pod for him. Then after this, I imagine Zelga probably gets his bombos. Why would you go to TR other than Meyer, you know? And I mean, I even though Zelga's gonna lose that time for Eastern Palace, there are still plenty of plays to be made. You have just the straight up, just yeet yourself into Turtle Rock. You know, the ice rod is there, always there, will always be there. There's nowhere
Oh
else it could be.
man, is
You
that?
have Pyramid Fairy, Catfish, Pyramid, Swamp. You know,
Oh, poor
there's
poor Zelga, poor Zelga. That was definitely a nod in the horizontal direction of his head. Usually, I've heard that that's not a good indication.
wasn't quite a last location, but he was getting up there.
So okay, so I guess if you're Zelga, you're also now in Ice Rod Go mode.
No.
What else does he? Oh, no, oh yeah, no, you're right. You're right. He still needs an entry over to Desert, which he's gonna pick up at least in Mire. But I guess at this point, you do Pyramid Fairy before you go up? Is that worth your time? Or do you just go up and hope the ice rod's there?
I refuse to answer this question until I see what they're doing. I have no idea what you do here, and like, there are so many variables. Do I feel ahead? If I feel ahead, then I don't know. I have no idea, because I feel like you could make a case for both of those plays, and then like make a case against them for the exact same reason. It's a tough cause.
And honestly, like how the state of the match has gone is still a toss-up, right? Like at least from these runners' perspectives, and well, so historically, Zelga has never really felt good about his position in any race. So I'm not sure if this is going to be too different, especially since he did do Pendant Thieves Town, with the green pendant turned in for very little value. He did just recently pick up his Bombos medallion, which I'm sure he was feeling great about. But yeah.
But those extra checks, though, I mean, that's only a time save for ObscureLifeForm if he does not do those, and he's still gonna be in the dirty part of an ice rod hunt too. So if he goes back and checks them, well.
Yeah, like right here, right? So he's in pod. He's gonna be able to finish up pod. We'll actually be able to see everything that he gets anyway. Just because he has the lamp versus Zelka did not. And he has the mirror, right? So is it gonna be pretty tempting for him to mirror over and do this? Yeah.
Oof, maybe. I don't know, man.
I mean, it's like it's sometimes hard to turn down convenience, but also I don't know what other option that he wants to go do.
But maybe he'll just be like, I just did, Pendant Thieves for nothing, so I feel behind, so I'm gonna rush TR. I mean, like, I don't know. Or maybe it's because I feel like I'm behind, and then Zelga rushed TR, so I'm gonna do Eastern. They're the ones
so
that
many
have
things going on in
the
this
history,
race.
yeah.
It seems kind of stressful to run a tournament race. What do you think, Ak?
I'm stressed out watching it, man. I could not fathom having to play this right now. I'm mad for them having to make that decision. It's like, well, hope I'm right, because if not, it could be costing me 5,000 smackaroos.
So I mean, okay, so from a runner perspective, do you want a relatively linear seed, or do you want a let's go hunt down some pendant dungeons for our next piece of progression type of thing?
If I am the runner in this seed, first and foremost, I would be of the perspective of zelgadissan, wishing I had a small key right now so I could go to
the that's true. I guess he's going to take an alternate route in this case.
And then secondly, I would just want the ice rod to magically appear in my inventory without having to make a choice. That would just be the ideal situation. I would honestly just be like, maybe I already picked it up and then menu, and then I look and it's there. That would be perfect. I don't think I would accept any other situations for being good.
It has happened before. Sometimes you end up picking up an item, you forget to track it or something, and then, and you just gotta double check sometimes that you actually picked it up, or actually you don't have it.
I mean, it does happen, but these are some nasty choices that they have to make, and they're all very swingy. The mirror checks also exist too. Graveyard Ledge, K45, Bombos Tablet. We need a book for that, but we'll find that in Turtle Rock
there's
too,
Checkerboard Cave as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Do we see that?
No, I don't think so. Because they got the. Well, I thought Obscure didn't check it, but I guess I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm not saying he did or didn't. I'll just say I was not paying attention, but I mean that's been par for the course. By the way, Zelga just does every single room in
I
the
was
dark
gonna
like no big
say,
deal.
like, did you just see Zelga do Dark Spooky? Like,
No, I didn't.
but you're right. You're right. Sorry. Did you hear and see the screen's transition as Zelga was doing Dark Spooky? That was pretty dang impressive. He has a really good Dark Turtles room. He had a really good Dark Spooky. In fact, he even pulled it off. It's pretty impressive. And it looks like he's going to take a very similar route to what Obscure did, is turn on that cape and do some NMG-esque strats, just barely missing that that first cycle.
Like I don't want to, you know, nitpick here, but Zelga had a better dark room turtles than ObscureLifeForm had with a lamp.
Do you? I mean, do we know this for sure? Because we didn't see what Zelga was doing in any of these dark rooms. I mean, we just can only.
No, I know exactly what he was doing. I felt that one in my soul. It was so good.
All right, so we're gonna get confirmation at least on Zelga's side eventually, I guess. You probably do Desert first, and then probably check out Checkerboard Cave. Oh yeah, he hasn't actually checked Desert Ledge. Also, looks like he is not interested in that fishnet. Did Obscure literally just lend his Elevite with half a heart?
Yeah, and like
Okay.
he wasn't making a fish face as that happened, but I was, because I was very nervous for him. Oh lord, that was
just
close.
like that. Oh, huh? Okay, so Obscure now has 6 crystals. We are interested in getting that 7th, but we're still missing that very common piece, which is the Ice Rod, that seems to be elusive for many a runner, but looks like he is not interested in going to Eastern Palace. We are going directly to Turtle Rock.
Yep. Alright, Turtle Rock's the play. That is seemingly good for him. To be decided, there's definitely some locations that Zelga has not done that are also not Turtle Rock. So if, you know, Zelga does happen to pick one of those options over Turtle Rock, you would think that that would be enough to swing the race. However, if it's in Turtle Rock, I mean, you're looking to be in a really good spot for this race.
Yeah, no.
But I cannot imagine that he feels like he's in a good spot necessarily. Even if he finds it here, it's like, well, maybe.
Yeah, because I guess like he doesn't know how early I guess Zelga had managed to make it up here and made that decision, right? Because Zelga is also very capable of going to Turtle Rock without the Ice Rod and finding it there. If you know, if especially if you're obscure, right? It's like, oh, okay, like I also made the decision and I found the Ice Rod here. Maybe Zelga was already ahead of me at this point. But I guess. So after this, Zelga's going to very quickly finish off Landmo with his more than enough in this case Magic Bar and Fire Rod, and then I guess it's Checkerboard, Pyramid Fairy, maybe. I assume you don't do like Graveyard Ledge yet, or like K45.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
These are long checks.
Right, but I mean, again, my man's like, hey, I did these 2 dungeons that were probably very easily skipped for no reason. Where would my opponent not be right now? And you might be thinking, there's no way they did Graveyard Ledge. There's no way they did K45. There's no way they went to Swamp. I mean,
yeah, no, that's
I don't know.
That's also a good point. Would that okay? So maybe I don't know. So maybe Swamp is slightly more enticing in that if you don't find the Ice Rod in Turtle Rock, you can't save your portal if you go into Swamp later.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it's man, it's.
But then, if that's gonna happen, then Turtle Rock's just gonna give you the book though, and then like say eat it.
Okay. This is
how
super
this game works.
Yeah, no, this race is very, very tense for these 2 runners. But I guess, you know, the good news, of course, for both these runners is that they are in the winner's side of the bracket of this double elimination format. And, of course, the winner's going to rest a little bit for, I guess, like the next, I don't know, week-ish or something like that, or 2. Doesn't have to play any more matches, tournament matches at least, until the actual week of SGL. And, of course, the person who does not end up taking the victory will have their redemption arc coming up relatively shortly. Because they'll just be relegated down to the loser's bracket.
No Ice Rod in Checkerboard Cave, but we might have already known that.
Alright, this looks like a Pyramid Fairy play on Zelga's side. Or it could be Swamp, I guess we don't know, because they would lead to the same direction.
Or maybe he's gonna check the Bombos tablet, but he's so good at this game he could read Hylian.
Maybe, you know what, maybe he can understand it, but unfortunately we probably still can't pick up that item, huh?
Maybe he just paid like it doesn't, you know, take the item from the tablet. He just takes the whole entire tablet.
Oh yeah.
And you just throw it at his freaking fire.
I mean, you know, Link's inventory tag is pretty big, right? I think that's actually in the like the original SNES like game manual, which is like Link's inventory bag is surprisingly big. It can hold lots of things.
But I mean, these are definitely plays to be made here. I guess he has no idea if he's checked. How did you miss this one? But we did Hobo. Come on, Zelga.
It's possible he may have like gotten it earlier. I just maybe
oh
did, like,
no, he did it. No, because he didn't have a mirror. I don't know how he did it. It's all right. We checked it. There's no ice rod there, and if the ice rod is here, indeed, in this big bomb spot, it's going to be a race swing.
Yeah, because at this point, so okay, I guess for what it's worth, Pyramid Fairy might be one of the first plots that Obscure goes to after he comes back. He doesn't find the ice rod in Turtle Rock. So it's not going to be as bleak, but yeah, like the fact that he has to come back basically and then go up the mountain again is going to be pretty major.
I mean, Zelga will definitely be ahead, but the ice rod is not there.
Yep, it's non-Pyramid Fairy. So for those of you rooting for Zelga, you're still hoping that a couple mirror spots are still going to be locking that locking the ice rod.
But don't worry, like basically everything that both of them are going to be doing from here on forward are going to be things that we have not seen.
Mm-hmm.
The color was right, but the shape was wrong. It was a boomerang. It was not an ice rod there in Mimic Cave.
It was too curved. We need something more circular, perhaps more concentric as well.
Graveyard Ledge? Guess what? No one's checked it. Ice rod could be here. It could be in this Turtle Rock big chest. No, it's just a small key.
At least Obscure check Mimic Cave first. Zelga also doing a really nice bomb setup there for in order to explode out the back of Graveyard Ledge.
Alright, we got head shakes.
Yeah,
we got talking.
I mean, we haven't found the ice rod yet, and you know, the more things that Zelga is showing us on the ground or not in the mountain, the more likely that that Obscure Life is going to be able to find the ice rod here. But of course, you know, there is this great pendant dungeon that's super open for us right now that no one has touched. So,
yep, no one's been there. Not even the fish has been in the Swamp Palace.
Yeah, that's. I mean, well, so you know, maybe that was his like home, and he just started. You know, he was living abroad for a while, and say hi to his his dad and his mom. But then eventually maybe he'll want to rest up a bit.
That is a piece of heart. Also, our hearts are going down at a rapid rate too. That's 50 rupees. That's not an ice rod.
That is
we already got the small
rod.
key, so there will be something in both of these chests.
Oh man, this is so tense.
Don't be alarmed. Don't be alarmed. There is still one last chance. Is this it?
Oh my gosh, Obscure! It is not. Oh my gosh, dude! It is not in Turtle Rock. What? All right, so Zelga has already exhausted basically all of the overworld checks for us. So this potentially is going to be pretty major. All right, so look like Zelga is going to check out K45 and then go over to Swamp Palace. Unless of course Zelga also decides after this he's going to go up to Turtle Rock. That also could be a pretty big swing as well.
He's going into Swamp 100%. If ObscureLifeForm also goes into Swamp right now, this is insane.
Oh, wow. Dude, oh my gosh. He is not even going to check Pyramid Fairy. This is going to be, oh man, this is going to be intense. So, okay, so we do have one more out potentially, right? Is that Zelga does have Easter Palace finished. We don't have the book. We don't know what's on pedestal. If there is nothing in Swamp, and Zelga, but Ice Rod is in fact on the pedestal, Zelga is going to have a pretty major advantage.
I'm really confused.
What are you confused about, Ak?
Because ObscureLifeForm went into the dam, but on his way in, he opened the chest.
Did he not go into? Oh my god!
Right.
Wow. Okay. Well, good thing the ice rod wasn't there.
No better time than now, I guess.
Did he really not? I guess. Okay. I guess like he went to Mini Moldrum Cave and then did he? Wow. Yeah. Good. Good thing. Good thing the
It's
ice
very
rod wasn't
efficient.
there.
All right. It is in the first chest of swamp. This is still. I mean, ObscureLifeForm got it first, so he's also in the lead. But it's a little bit more.
Crazy.
A little bit more like of a pickle for zelgadissan is because zelgadissan is still going to have to open those chests too. So he will have to go get the key from the first 3 chests. He'll have to go steal the Poke Key. He can skip the big chest. I did notice that the layout definitely allows that. Or can he?
I was not paying attention at all to the layout of Turtle Rock, especially because I didn't see like the first like 5 chests or something. All I saw was Obscure did not have the ice rod.
No, I'm so confused. I don't. I have no idea if he can or can't. There's not a small key in Laser Bridge, but he had 2 before he was up there. So I'm thinking if you skipped a key, you would have just 1, and that would be fine. But now I'm confusing myself, so I don't even want to think about this anymore.
This, I mean, this is like this race suddenly got very close and very interesting. Lots of things can happen actually between now and I guess basically Turtle Rock and Ganon and whatever. Sorry, GT and Ganon. I guess I don't quite remember what actually in this case either of our runners GT basement routing preferences are. That could also be a swing. They do have blue mail, but Turtle Rock is still a pretty dangerous dungeon. And of course, the Ganon Tower climb itself is certainly no piece of cake. Or actually, what fish cake? I don't even know anymore.
I'm really scratching my head trying to remember the key layout.
You know what? We're gonna see. So how many chests do you need Zelda to open in order to remember the key layout, Ak? Is it 1?
I won't really know until we get to it. If only I remembered what was in the vanilla big key chest and also roller room. I feel like it's okay, but like if it's not okay, it's gonna suck.
was it a map? Maybe map and big chest or a big key? Maybe.
I know he had 2, but yeah, this might actually get a little dicey. But again, we're still behind the 8 ball as it sits, anyways. Because I mean, opening these chests, like it does seem like an inconsequential amount of time, but like ObscureLifeForm is just blazed ahead in Turtle Rock.
Yeah, I mean, he's already done this like once, right? Yeah, and unfortunately, I mean, like, and people do say like Go Mode Turtle Rock isn't that much different than not Go Mode Turtle Rock, but I mean, like, we're seeing, even though Obscure did enter in earlier than Zelga, we are seeing actually still a pretty big difference between what Zelga has to do and what Obscure has to do.
Yeah. No, it definitely is just so much faster when you've already done all that. Like, you just don't realize how long those chests take.
Zelga, though, I mean, his execution, by the way, for this entire game has been very on point. So not only is he,
I haven't seen it.
I'm sorry, you're right. I was gonna say, like, he knowingly gave up the lamp, decided not to pick it up on Bumper Ledge, knowing that he's going to basically do all of the pretty dangerous dark rooms. Dark, Mire Basement, Pod Basement. We're gonna go here on Conveyor Belt Room in Turtle Rock pretty shortly. But I mean, he has just like nailed everything.
But I mean, ObscureLifeForm, no slouch either, has been playing fantastic as well. Also, in the lead right now. I dare not say that this is, so far apart that, GT routing does not matter. I could definitely see a GT router too, that would deplete your lead as well. And then, I will say though, if zelgadissan gets the 4% in Turtle Rock, and then also gets baited by it, that would pretty much close
that would
all
also
possibilities
be
out as well.
That would be very heartbreaking. Let's not think about such scenarios.
What we should know about this scenario, but I'm too dumb. I don't pay attention.
No, I don't think so. You just had too many Bud Lights. Maybe we should try and limit the number of things we do before for commentary.
All right, so if there's no key in this chest, he's gonna have to redo the whole dungeon. I can guarantee that.
Yeah. Well, speaking of, oh, we're so waiting. We're supposed to also be guessing. Okay, phew.
I knew it.
Good, good. Everyone is. No one had any doubts on anyone for any side. But yeah, we can guess where the GT big key is. By the way, starting like right now. We always do our
ending
predictions
also right
after.
now. So get him in. Oh, predictions closed.
All right, looks like he is actually going to opt to do Hope Room first. So I guess we're hoping there's no small key here. And, well, okay, so if you're a fan for Zelga, you want, in this case, the key to be on right side GT, like in Compass Room, because Obscure's not... Unless he mirrors out right, like, after Southwest Room or something, like, he's not going to go back there until the end.
Oh, he's not going to check it. All right.
Well, maybe Silvers are there? I guess we don't know, right? We haven't seen Silvers yet.
But yeah, if he goes full left here, and Zelga does do a Dark Magician style, that would most certainly close the gap, just right then and there. It would be done. But I cannot imagine either of them feeling necessarily confident in this race.
He is nearing out. Wow, alright, so never mind.
I mean, still, this does... if it's on left side now, and then Zelga does the Zelga, you got to change your route dynamic here. You haven't even entered in GT yet, but we've already gone over 6 different routes you should probably do and change them if you want to catch up.
I'm not sure how dynamic these routes can be.
Well, it would just be like full left.
Hmm. I don't think I've ever seen Zelka do full left. But again, like, you know, his other races though, you know, like have probably been less intense or maybe like less higher stakes, right? In tournament races, lots of different things can happen.
Stakes? No.
You know, it's more like fish stick. Oh wow, okay. Yeah, he just ended up picking up silvers from Compass Chest, which you know, certainly
that's actually a nice bonus. Nice one, because that takes away time advantage from a GT route. Now you can just kind of sneak on over. Well, dare I say that this is OLF's race to lose. I've also not pronounced those 3 initials correct the whole entire stream, and I'm okay with it. I realize.
You know, you can call it Obscure. I think that's also cool too. You can always say ObscureLifeForm. All right, it looks like Zelga is inside GT. He looks like he's going to go Hope Room first. No small key here, means he is going to mirror. Most likely though, unless I guess the key is in Tile Room, Zelga probably won't see those silvers. Unless, of course, he does what ObscureLifeForm did and mirror it out for Stalfos. Especially with Ether, though, that seems to be a very common practice of Zelga, to just basically Ether out the Stalfos, and then continue left.
There's definitely a route. Alright, and we found the big key, and I have no idea where it was because I'm a dummy and I closed my stream. But it's back now. Really
Alright, okay, yep, okay, so yeah, so Obscure found the big key, I think in Random Room, right?
Okay.
Maybe. He was definitely on left side. So Zelga's actually, because that he is continuing left, and is not in Compass Room, he is going to close the gap by a little bit. However, the fact that Obscure found silvers in Compass Room means he might end up getting some of that time back on Ganon.
Oh no, those silvers were like the definite dagger. But we still have a GT climb, we still have Ganon. It is pure execution from here on forward. No RNG, you know, no ice rods and swamp anymore. Yep. We're past that. No troll hammers on race games, none of that. This is now a battle of execution.
Yeah, and Obscure currently, right now, with the very slight damage output advantage over Zelga. I mean, silver arrows, I think, don't help as much, like, compared to most other things, I guess, on the climb. You know, just because you will have the fire rod. like in order, for example, to take down
Well,
was it
that's not.
Lambos.
That's also not true.
Really, what?
Because silvers would be really nice for zelgadissan because
Yeah,
he doesn't have the luxury.
I was gonna say, yes, exactly. So for Zelga though, like so I would say like normally like when you have like a more, you know, I guess I was assuming you have the lamp. But yeah, Zelga is really interested in preserving that magic because he only has the fire rod to work with.
I don't know if he has any more Bud Light in his potions either, because money management was an issue for the seed for him as well.
Did he drink a potion before? I'm trying to think. You know, it has been pretty early, so maybe Zelda has been drinking like on on while
I think
racing.
he used one in Mire too, if I recall. I think he used it right before the boss.
Oh yeah, no, you're right, because he refilled his magic so he can use the cave.
But I have no idea, you know. He had 1 6-pack before the stream started, and I can't keep track of how many he's had now.
I know. No one said we had to count. That's why we have. You know what? It's because we don't have the notebook that we were promised as part of the commentary team, so we couldn't write anything down. And you know, it's already so far into the race that we're just not going to remember anything.
Yeah, we need our notebooks.
Right. Notebooks and detective hats and magnifying glasses and we get an official pen maybe.
Zelga does not care about the magic he's using, so I would be inclined to believe that he does have a potion in his pocket. I think he still has enough anyways, as long as you don't miss.
Right, missing. Well, Zelga hasn't really missed this season so far, so hopefully it'll continue for the remainder of this race.
But still, he's, you know, got a mountain to climb here, quite literally. ObscureLifeForm, killing Moldorm 2, on his way to Aga 2. About to seal his way into the next step of the tournament. zelgadissan, looking likely he's going to go to losers bracket, and like, I mean, it sucks to have to play any of these people in the losers bracket, but like, God, playing Zelga also just sucks too.
Yeah, the losers bracket that they're gonna face off is pretty scary. Honestly, like, well, I guess every losers bracket, especially at this point in the tournament, is just really not gonna be very.
It's a stacked tournament. The community has gotten so good. There's no free wins anywhere anymore. I don't even know who their opponents are placing. I've been trying to like avoid the bracket because I myself am participating, and honestly, I would rather not know who I am going against half the time because I know I just, you know, worry myself out.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's no reason to stress out if you don't have to, right? It's only going to be a scenario if you end up in that position. And actually, looking at the brackets right now, so it is waiting for them is going to be the winner between Emo Saru, and then there's going to be another match between Illis and P-Train, and so it's going to be the winner of that plays Emo, and then they will play Zelga.
So, Illis, P-Train, or Emo Saru will be going against one of these two, which is looking a lot like zelgadissan, assuming ObscureLifeForm keeps it all on the floor here. Got a front-facing Ganon here. We still did manage to get the 1 cycle. Sometimes he spawns in just a little bit faster and you don't quite get it.
He looks very, like, whatever. Like, there's not a lot of room between... Yes. There's also not a lot of room between, like, the wall and him. Like, you're gonna try and nestle yourself, and I guess that's why maybe Obscure is very, very small. Alright, already on to phase 3, just hoping to wait for Ganon to stop moving. And of course, Obscure's got the silver arrows out, hoping to, I guess, land one before the torches go out. And gets torch glitch. Nice fire rod shot.
Yeah, that was very well timed. Maybe he's practiced this before.
Maybe.
One more silver shot will do it, but, you know, one more fire rod shot. And then, yeah, man, get your GGs in chat for ObscureLifeForm. Besting Zelga again, the Zelga Slayer. He won the last one, right?
He did, yes.
I was pretty sure he did.
Yes.
You get so quiet, I'm like, oh no, yes. I screwed up, didn't I?
No. He won the best of 3 and made it on to face Gamma in the main tournament and was a semi-finalist. Or sorry, finalist. So Obscure looks pretty, relieved that he is not going to be dinner tonight. He is going to be able to celebrate with his fish friends and drink heartily. Fish like to drink, right?
Thanks,
Just,
Orel,
just,
for
just not Bud
making
Light.
the seed.
Thanks, Lazy Kid.
Orel
Yeah,
made
Zelga. Yeah, Zelga. Oh, Oro. Sorry, I thought it was a Lazy Kid. So Zelga actually has also managed to make it in here on already phase 4. So he, lampless, getting torch glitch here is pretty important for him. But he is.
We are joined by ObscureLifeForm though, and I do know that we have stuff coming up on after this, so we don't have much time. We would love to give you as much time as you'd like to go over about how wonderful your victory was, ObscureLifeForm. GG's.
Oh, thanks a lot, GG's.
Yeah, GG's, yeah.
Thank you, thanks. Oh my god, the rematch.
Well, you know, you beat Zelga the first time, so like, what were you so worried about this time?
No, I didn't. He beat me.
I thought you guys. Oh no, I thought you moved on to face Gamma. No.
No, it's the other way around. Gamma beat me in the semis, so me and Zelga played 3rd and 4th, and he beat me.
Got it. Oh, I'm so sorry. I really thought that you actually beat Zelga.
No.
You're right.
This was my revenge match.
Well, sorry about that. You're still the Zelga Slayer then. Also, GG's to Zelga.
GG's
Yeah,
Zelga.
GG Zelga.
Oh, GG's. Congrats on the win.
Oh, GG's, man. What a race. It was. To be honest, I am really shocked. Like, especially after what happened early game, like diving to Thieves Town and then finding the hammer, I was like, oh man, what have I done? And then I was just kind of like, okay, let's see what I can salvage here. And I just felt all over the place, and started making a few skips towards the end, and thankfully it just kind of paid off.
Yeah, I mean that sounds about right. Like I already mentioned in the room, like I very nearly hard last location Bombos, which in this case that's just way too much to come back for. So I do feel good that I made the decision because I felt so far behind. I should be just looking anywhere but Turtle Rock. So I'm glad that paid out. But even then, I was still pretty sure I was too far behind.
Yeah, in the end of Turtle Rock, when I got to Laser Bridge, I was kind of like, I've got 50-50 choice here. Either I save the portal and go to Eastern, or I lose it and go to Swamp. And I was like, I just want to go to Swamp. I don't care about my portal. And thankfully, yeah, that was the right choice.
Yeah, and it was like such a nail biter watching from our end, because you both, I mean, had gotten there at that exact same time. You know, you had already done TR, but Zelga cleaned up all the mirror checks, you know, did Eastern. Basically did, I think, I don't know if you had too much left outside of anything but Turtle Rock at that point whenever you went in the Swamp.
When I went into Swamp, the only other thing besides Turtle Rock was Agina, which I never did. That's it.
Okay. Well then you know, you can't shame ObscureLifeForm too much for whenever he went into Swamp that he also checked the dam.
Yeah.
Well, I remembered that Dan and Minnie Moldorm always felt late whenever from our last series, so I remembered that part. But yeah,
It's a Moon Pearl in 7 minutes. It'll do that, right?
Yeah, well, when I saw the Moonpearl glove in the escape, I was like, oh no. And then I saw the Titans, I was like, right, time for my clown makeup, because there's no way I'm going to South Shore right now.
Oh, it was definitely very exciting. It was tough to, I don't know, I mean, you had so much and you could do so little. That's what really got me. It was like, man, I got all these items, but you can't, you know, the only thing I can do is Thieves Town and give me a break. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, you guys showed both some pretty good restraint. Maybe outside of like the extent, but that might have been like a good option anyway. But in order to, you avoided a lot more pendant dungeons initially, basically trying to just get more items, right? So you can dive in crystals.
Yeah, this one was awkward the whole way. I hate really early mitts, man. Give me a nice linear path. Don't make me choose what I want to do.
We gave you a hook shot, Zelga. I mean, how much more linear can you get?
Okay, I guess that's fair, yeah. But it was kind of funny getting 5 pieces of heart from Thieves Town and 3 blue rupees from Eastern. Very valuable pendants up to Swamp.
Pattern power strikes again, yes. Yeah, no, I mean, so yeah, any final thoughts, I guess, from you guys? We got a note that we should be wrapping up relatively soon.
Yeah, the police are coming, so get your last words in before we get arrested.
Yeah, just
yeah.
gone. Go ahead, my friend.
All right, just GG's. Best of luck against Gamachu, because I know that's going to be your opponent for making it into that money round. So best of luck.
Oh no.
And I will hopefully meet you there later. Just going to take me a few more races.
Yeah, well, I'll meet you in the brackets, I guess, where we'll go once again. But yeah, GG's, and thanks Ak and Clear Mouse for doing comms, and Krithel for tracking. Thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah, no, this was really exciting race. Thank you so much for letting us feature you guys. It just happens to be, you guys face each other in the semis, and we're here again in Speaking Live. So based on pattern power, we're going to look forward to your next match in the next tournament at some point. So certainly keep your eyes for that. Yeah, and of course, thank you to Ak and Krithel for basically doing a really cool job with this crew. Any thoughts? Any more thoughts, Ak, before we wrap this up? Thank you.
Thanks for joining me as well. Thank you for the amazing race, man. Good luck to both of you guys moving forward. But yeah, that'll pretty much cap us off here. More Randomizer pretty much on all the channels all the time from here till the end of November. So stay tuned, guys.